While reactions still pouring into this judgment, the African Christian Democratic Party welcoming the Constitutional Court's findings on Phala Phala. Our reporter Ntokozo Khumalo, getting reaction from Parliament, joins us now. Ntokozo, good afternoon to you. What are people saying?
Good afternoon, Stephen. Well, I do have here a Member of Parliament and the Deputy President of the ACDP, that's Wayne Thring. Thank you so much for coming out of the mini plenary meetings that you are currently having at National Assembly. Just the ACDP's immediate reaction to the Phala Phala judgment out of Concord?
Well, the ACDP has been consistent from the time of state capture, when there were protests and lots of antagonism and move towards holding President Jacob Zuma at the time accountable. The ACDP was at the forefront of those particular protests. With the holding also of the leader of the economic freedom fighters accountable, the ACDP said that no one is above the law and he needs to be held accountable. And it is no different for the President of the Republic of South Africa, Mr. Ramaphosa. We have consistently said that he needs to be held accountable. And when there were protest marches, the ACDP participated in those protest marches. And when there was a vote taken in 2022 in Parliament, where the Section 89 panel, independent panel, found that the President there was prima facie evidence and that the President should be held accountable, the ACDP voted in favor of supporting the Section 89 independent panel. And so this is a proud day for democracy. It's a proud day for a constitutional democracy. And the ACDP supports the Concord judgment, which opens up the way for the President of South Africa to be possibly impeached, and that particular process needs to be done in terms of the Constitution.
And how about viewers understand then what the next steps from here are for members of Parliament working then towards that impeachment process?
Well, recall that the Section 89 committee, as I said, indicated that there is prima facie evidence and that the President ought to be held accountable. Now, the next step then would be for Parliament to possibly look at an ad hoc committee in terms of examining the evidence, looking at the recommendations of the Section 89 committee, and indeed that then would be brought back to Parliament. And if there is sufficient evidence that Parliament and the members of Parliament feel and the committees feel that the President ought to be, the impeachment process indeed must go ahead, it will then go ahead, and then there will be a vote at Parliament in terms of that impeachment.
Wayne, the other issue that this Phala Phala judgment has put the spotlight on is really Parliament's role itself in the probe and going forward how such matters are handled. Lessons learned over the past few years, because the robbery did happen in 2026 years ago, and there has been criticism on whether MPs really did that due oversight on this issue. What lessons do you think were drawn from this, and just driving accountability and transparency and rebuilding that trust for South Africans? What does that look like then going forward into future?
I think firstly, South Africans, the vast majority, in my opinion, of South Africans believe that the laws of the land apply differently to individuals. That you have one set of laws for parliamentarians, one set of laws for leaders that are high echelons of society, and another set of laws for the ordinary man in the street. And I think that what this particular judgment indicates is that the law must be applied equally to all. So that's the first thing. The second lesson learned is that remember that during the state capture years, Chief Justice Zondo at the time indicated that Parliament members of Parliament did not do their due diligence, and they did not exercise the constitutional obligation that they have to hold the executive to account. And so this particular process is an indication that members of Parliament are now taking their constitutional mandate and the constitutional responsibility that they have seriously in holding the executive to account. Going forward, This also means that any president, it doesn't matter which presidents come after this, will understand that there are constitutional provisions. And if you break those constitutional provisions, you will be held to account. So it's a good day for South Africa. It's a good day for democracy. And we certainly hope that indeed the constitutional provisions will be carried out to its full measure.
Well, Wayne, thank you so much for giving us those insights. Of course, Wayne Thring is the Deputy President of the ACDP, as well as Member of Parliament. And as I said, Stephen, he is part of the National Assembly meetings that are still taking place inside of Parliament as we continue to just get those reactions that seem to all agree that it's a good day for South Africans in terms of getting that transparency. And now it's just a matter of that process rolling out and possibly an ad hoc committee being established to take the process forward, Stephen.